Welcome back to the dirtiest, trashiest channel on YouTube, Neon Motherfucking Trash. I'm your host, Tommy the Hammer. Tonight we're going to be taking a trip to the 1960s and checking out a Japanese horror film. This one is called Snake Woman's Curse. I've never seen this movie before, but I got it at the local exchange, and I'm super stoked to check it out, guys. Without further ado, you guys know this routine. Check out that motherfucking trailer. Peep that shit, bitches, and when I get back, you guys are gonna know my opinion on Snake Woman's Curse. Alright guys, when you hear the movie title Snake Woman's Curse, it kind of evokes a lot of different images to one's mind. Considering I watch a lot of horror movies, that's where my mind went. I thought of it as a monster movie, and being the fact that I'm an American, a lot of our monster movies, especially from this era, the 1950s and the 1960s, people view them as being kind of hammy, hokey, corny, cheesy, with like a lot of bad special effects, overwrought acting, you know, that whole cult movie drive-in culture. And I like those sort of things. I love cheesy movies, and I guess I kind of went into this movie with that mindset. I thought I was going to get a Hammer horror-esque version of a Japanese tale. I gotta say, guys, this movie is definitely anything but those aspirations. This is a slow and kind of somber affair that's punctuated by Scooby-Doo special effects, Scooby-Doo sound effects. It's actually quite interesting because this movie does take things seriously. A lot of the characters in this film are tragic. The characters are going through some crazy horse shit, and you're captivated, you're rapt, you want to see where it goes. But then all of a sudden you get this kind of goofy guitar strum or like a weird warbling saw noise that was kind of prolific for horror movies of that era, and it takes you out of it. And I'm not really one to be taken out of a film. I know a lot of, people will watch a movie and they'll see outdated special effects, or they'll see a character that they consider to be bad acting and they'll be taken out of the film. I'm not one of those guys. With this movie here, I was definitely taken out of the film, and it's such a small thing, but it also adds up into a very large thing. Now, I realize that most of this review has been kind of a mixed bag for me, but that's not to say that Snake Woman's Curse was a failure entirely, because it's not. There's a lot to admire with this film. I couldn't help but feel a little bit let down. I wanted a monster film, and I didn't get one. What I got here was a tragic tale and somewhat of a ghost story, but it's also based heavily on what I can only assume is Japanese folklore. So that's pretty cool. Depending upon where you come at this movie from, what your own expectations are, and what your perspective is, will ultimately sway your opinion on this film. So if you want a slow, somber movie that focuses on tragedy and does a heavy emphasis on the whole supernatural ghost revenge element, well then this movie's definitely going to be for you. But if you're looking for that monster bodysuit, old school drive-in vibe, you ain't going to get it here, with the exception of the sound effects and the soundtrack. And bluntly, guys, that really isn't enough from that perspective. So, with all that being said, I could give the movie Snake Woman's Curse out of 10 stars. I'm gonna go... This one definitely has room to grow, but I'm gonna be sitting at a 6.5, almost a 7. I do want to watch it again. I do want to give it a chance, and I do want to revisit this movie maybe down the line, and who knows, maybe it will have grown on me. But in the meantime, that's where I sit. I hope I've been informative, guys. Until the next time, tune in to Neon Motherfucking Trash. Good night, folks.